Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. In this episode we're going to be discussing body recomposition, what it is, who it's for and the best way to achieve it. Let's dive in. Body recomposition means to change the composition of the body. Composition being what the body is made up from. So we have bone, skin, muscle, fat, tissue, etc. So in the fitness industry, when we refer to body recomposition, what this means is changing the amount of fat and muscle that the body has in it. So we want to be reducing the body fat and increasing the muscle mass, and we want to be aiming to do this simultaneously. Body recomposition can be achieved by anyone. However, the three groups of individuals that will find it the easiest are those that are new to the gym. So if you've been training for a year or less, those with a higher body fat percentage, 23, 25% and above, and those who have taken time out of the gym, detrained individuals that haven't been training for 3 months, 6 months, you will also find it easier. This doesn't mean that if you're an experienced lifter or if you have a lower body fat percentage, it's impossible to accomplish, because it isn't. It can be achieved. It just means that the more experienced you are and the lower your body fat percentage is, the harder it will be for you. This is why you will normally see experienced lifters perform some kind of bulk followed by a cut, because it's easier for them to achieve in a shorter time period. When it comes to accomplishing body recomposition, there are two factors to consider. The first is your nutrition, and the second is going to be your training. The easiest way to think about it is that you're going to be using your training to build the muscle, and you're going to be using the diet, your nutrition, to lose the fat. When it comes to your training, you want to do resistance training 4 to 5 times a week, ideally 5. You also want to make sure that you are progressively overloading, which means over time lifting more weight, increasing the reps or increasing the sets. Personally, I never adjust the reps when it comes to body recomposition. I stick to the same plan, which is 10 to 12 repetitions. So you could either increase the weight on the exercise or increase your sets. As an example of this, if you wanted to increase the weight on the bar or increase the weight that you're exercising with, one way of doing this would be, say as an example, week 1 to 3, you could say we're bench pressing for the chest. Week 1 to 3, you could be lifting 20 kg. Week 4 to 6, you could up it to 22.5 kg. So you've made an increase of 2.5 kgs over 3 weeks, and you would continue that trend on. The other way to achieve progressive overloading would be to increase the sets. Again, if we use the chest example, so week 1 to 3, we might do 7 sets. Week 4 to 6, we might do 8 sets, and so on and so forth. So every 2 to 3 weeks, you add on an extra set. This will also give you progressive overload. Also, good practice is to document what you're doing. Get yourself a notepad or put it into your phone and record the sessions, record the body part that you're training, the exercises you're doing, the weight and the reps, so that in time you can look back and you can see the increases that you've made. When working out your calories for body recomposition, the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to calculate your maintenance calories. Once you've done that, there's 2 things that you need to keep in mind. The first thing is that if you're eating in a calorie deficit, this is going to be more optimal for fat loss. If you're eating at maintenance or in a slight surplus, it's going to be more optimal for muscle gain. Keep them 2 principles in mind. The first method that you can use for body recomposition is a constant method. In this example, our maintenance calories are 2,800. We're going to minus 15% from that. This is going to give us 2,380 calories. That's a daily deficit of 420 calories. On Monday and Tuesday, when we're training, we're going to be consuming the 2,380 calories. This is the daily deficit of 420 calories per day. Then when it comes to Wednesday, on our day off, on our non-training days, we're still going to be consuming 2,380 calories. We're still going to be in a deficit of 420 calories per day. So with this method, regardless if you're training or not, every single day you're going to be consuming 2,380 calories. You're going to be in that daily deficit of 420 calories. At the end of the week, in this example, that's going to give us a total deficit of 2,940 calories. This example, this method here, is more beneficial for those with a higher body fat percentage. Because remember, the more of a deficit we put ourselves into, the better it is for fat loss. So while we're in a deficit of 2,940, which is good for burning fat, the deficit is not too low that we can't still gain muscle, like we spoke about earlier on. Then you've got method number 2, which is a high-low method. We're going to take our maintenance of 2,800. We're going to minus 500 calories from it. That will give us 2,300 calories. So remember, this is a deficit of 500 calories. On our Monday, Tuesday training days, we're going to be eating at maintenance of 2,800. Then when it comes to our off days, our non-training days, we're going to be eating consuming 2,300 calories. That's the deficit of 500 calories. So in the high-low method, every single day that you're training, you're going to be consuming your maintenance. On your non-training days, you're going to be in a deficit of 500 calories. This method here is better for those individuals with a lower body fat percentage, because we only have 2 days in a 500 calorie deficit, which gives us a total weekly deficit of 1,000 calories. So that's why this method here is better for those with a lower body fat percentage, because on our training days when we're eating at maintenance, it's more optimal for muscle growth. But on our non-training days, we're going to be in a deficit, which will allow us to lose that little bit of fat that we still have. So method 1, the constant method, is better for those with a higher body fat percentage. Method number 2, the high-low, is better for those individuals with a lower body fat percentage. And these are the 2 methods that you can use. These are the 2 methods that I use that I find works best. I hope you've enjoyed the video and you've got some value from it. If you've got any questions or you're interested in working with me, I'll put the links to my Instagram and my website in the description box below, along with the information from the board and everything else I've discussed in this video here today. Make sure you press the like button, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.